Wow, good morning, guys. Have you guys looked outside? It's a little gloomy. We're going to have to really be energetic and really let the sunshine out of this room, right, guys? So another round of applause for Dan. That was amazing, and our panelist. I'm always impressed by RevTech Labs. They do a great job at putting these pitch parties and each one of these conferences together. I think I've been to this is my fourth one, and always impressed by what they do. So thank you guys. So good morning. My name is Edward Ruiz. I work for Brighthouse Financial. I lead a team called Systems and Data Analysis. What we do is we specialize in bringing in data from our strategic software as a service platforms into our warehouse. Applied data governance, which, if everyone's here in technology knows, that's very, very important. And then what we do is create data as an asset for our downstream consumers. Brighthouse Financial has been around for about 5 years. What they focus on is building life and annuity products so that we can build a better future for our customers and our strategic partners. I think we see a couple of them here as well. So before we begin, what I want to do is introduce Dovly. I believe this is Michael Rubenstein. Dovly, a fully automated intelligent credit improvement platform. Dovly enables consumers to track, manage, and restore the credit quickly, easily, and affordable from any device. Let me present to you Dovly. Mark.
We on? Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. I'm Michael everyone can hear me? I'm Michael Rubenstein, Head of Business Development and a co-founder of Dovly, the first automated smart credit engine that tracks, manages, and fixes your credit. Good credit is the key to so many important things in life today, and yet more than 2/3 of adults here in the US need help getting their credit score to a place it needs to be. Unfortunately, solutions in the market leave a lot to be desired. They're manual and expensive, or they're limited in scope and rarely get the job done. Our team resolved to find a better way to help, one that leverages technology and innovation and doesn't take advantage of consumers when they're most vulnerable. In 2018, Dovly was born, and now we're making it happen. Other credit solutions like Credit Karma only diagnose your credit problem. Dovly diagnoses your problem, but more importantly, we cure it with a comprehensive solution to identify and resolve issues on your credit report, help you build a good credit score, and sustain it. Over 90% of Dovly members improve their credit scores by over 50 points in the first 6 months on our platform. That can be the difference between getting approved for a credit card or a loan or getting declined. It can be the difference between being able to get decent auto insurance or access to a cell phone plan, or being able to rent an apartment, or in some cases even to get a job. It changes people's lives. When you get out of the hole of bad credit, you're going to remember and be extremely loyal to the business that helped you learn about Dovly. That's why more than half of our over 100,000 members that we've served to date have come from financial services partners who have referred their credit-challenged customers to Dovly for help. Most recently, we launched a national partnership with Visa, where a version of our platform is available to every Visa credit and debit card holder in the USA. That's over 200 million prospective members of Dovly. And we generate revenues from enterprise partnerships, such as the one we've launched with Visa, from direct-to-consumer subscriptions and product purchases, and from our marketplace, featuring a growing lineup of now more than 36 products and services that help our members build credit, boost their income, save money, and otherwise enhance their financial well-being. Everyone wins with Dovly. As our members move up the credit hierarchy, so do the ways that their needs evolve, and so do the ways that we serve them with features and marketplace offers that help them get ahead and stay secure. And that reach compares very favorably to Credit Karma, the market leader. Credit Karma blazed the trail in online credit services, but actually they only cater to the fraction of consumers who've already made it to the top. Dovly is here for everybody. And now more than ever, we're having an impact. Our help is especially valuable in this environment where the economy is slowing, interest rates are going up, Now more than ever, consumers need good credit to access resources and affordable rates. Now, we reach these consumers through affiliates, through direct-to-consumer marketing, and now through enterprise enrollments. And this blend has led to a solid and sustainable set of growth economics, low cost of user acquisition, high conversion rates. And the business model itself is translating into a nice revenue trajectory. We will close 2022 over $2 million in ARR, and we're just getting started. Lastly, our business is protected by some important competitive advantages. First of all, we know this industry well. We have direct relationships with and integrations with the credit bureaus. These are assets which are not easy to come by. But more than that, our application is driven by some powerful and proprietary intellectual property. Our algorithms take into account millions of parameters to arrive at strategies that help optimize the results for our members. Now's the time to seize the opportunity. We're seeking $12 million of investment capital to drive our Visa partnership and our direct-to-consumer channels with a particular emphasis on the product enhancements that will build engagement and monetization. Since we started this company 4 years ago, we've grown to 19 employees, drawing on a wealth of experience from a variety of industries and leading companies in those industries. With our simple, affordable, yet valuable solution, we're helping everyone get ahead financially, creating a flywheel of user acquisition, revenue growth, and returns for our investors. I thank you for your time and look forward to speaking with you in the course of the event.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Michael. That was great. Again, that's Dovely. Next up, we have MyFlock, a subscription-based expense management and payment platform that is purpose-built to empower older adults and families connect the tapestry of caregiving. Do you want to just take it away?
Yes, thank
There
you.
you go.
We do life together. MyFlock is how we do money together. Hi, everybody. I'm Tommy Marshall, the COO and co-founder of MyFlock. It's great to see you all. It's great to see some familiar faces, and it's wonderful to be back here in Charlotte, my hometown. I'm a Charlotte native, although I live in Atlanta, Georgia today. Two things we're really proud about with regard to MyFlock. Number one, we are woman-owned company. The majority owner of our company, Elizabeth Clubb, is our leader, our CEO. And number two, we are an AARP Innovation Lab portfolio company. We went through the Innovation Lab with AARP over the summer, and now we're part of the Age Tech Collaborative, which is an incubator program of AARP that puts us in connection with investors, corporate partners, universities, and others throughout the aging space in America. I want to introduce you to Karen and Phil. These are my beloved in-laws. They are 85 years old. They are retired professors from the University of Evansville, Purple Aces, if any of you are from Evansville. Go Purple Aces. They reached out to us a few years ago and asked my wife and I, Ellen, to start getting involved in their financial lives. As many of you know, this is a bit unusual in family dynamics and something we were honored by. And we began to get involved with them and realized there weren't a lot of good tools to really support that discussion and that engagement. Karen and Phil are part of the longevity opportunity here in America. In 2030, an estimated 73 million adults will be over 65. Currently, that number is at 56 million. Older adults control 83% of household wealth, 56% of all spending, and most importantly, older adults are aging on their own terms, often with an intricate tapestry of support from families, friends, and caregivers around them. Financial relationships are integral and necessary part of all caregiving. If I said, raise your hand, are you involved in a financial caregiving relationship in your family? I'd bet you we'd see a lot of hands come up here. Unfortunately, elder fraud in America is a great grave problem. We're at 114 billion in elder fraud reported last year. Financial caregiving is also very complex. There's 53 million family caregivers providing some form of care in their family today. 92% of family caregivers are also financial caregivers. And then 75%, and this is the kicker, of family caregivers have never discussed their actual financial role with the care recipient. There's now a simple solution to empower older adults to support the relationships of caregiving. And this is what we call MyFlock. It's a set of interconnected debit cards, Visa-issued debit cards, along with a mobile app and a web app to really help this entire relationship of family caregiving support occur. Our unique account structure, which I just want to take 2 minutes to go through, is core to our platform offering. Magnetic Mom, Karen, who I showed you earlier, has established the MyFlock account and connected it to her Wells Fargo DDA account, checking account for funding. Dynamic Daughter, my wife, has come into the relationship as like a super admin. She's invited into the relationship by Mom. Mom is in the front seat. She's fully empowered. This is her money. She's invited my wife in, and my wife's able to come in without a power of attorney to be supportive of Mom. They're both in the primary account role. Then they together are inviting additional what we call team members. Considerate caregiver is our friend Meg, who helps out a lot in the home, our neighbor, other friends and family. There can be 5 team members in the account structure. And then lastly, the friends are view-only accounts, additional 5 seats there. These can be other family members in other parts of the country. It can be a wealth manager. There's a variety of different people that could fill into that role. There's every kind of card control and feature and alert functionality that we all know well if you're involved in the payment space that's available on this platform. And our go-to-market is B2B2C. Our business model is subscription plus net interchange. Our focus today in terms of channel partnerships are with financial services partners, as well as independent living, hospital at home, hospital healthcare related entities. In fact, my founders today are with Age Tech Collaborative in Vegas at the Health Innovation Conference. Tomorrow, we see future channel benefit, our partners with corporate benefits, insurance companies, veterans org, and we're discovering more and more every day. Looking forward to talking with you all here. Please reach out. I'm excited about what we're building here, and we'd love to have you involved. We're raising on a 1.5 million convertible note right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Next person we have is from Modern Task, Matt Parker, right? Help insurers, financial institutions, and fintech companies securely access tax data on their consumers and business online. We present to you Modern Tax.
What's that? Oh, okay, perfect. Not working right now. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Again, my name is Matt Parker. Speaking to you all about Modern Tax. We build tax data infrastructure that helps financial institutions unlock tax data online. I'm actually originally from Charlotte as well. I live in San Francisco now with my wife and my son. We got started early in 2021. Me and my co-founder, CTO, Corey Brashears, who couldn't be here today. And we've been backed by companies and angels from Square to a lot of other kind of venture investors. So I want to talk to you all about tax data and information. Our big mission is to allow financial institutions to access tax information like they access bank data and payroll data. So the future of tax data, we believe, is changing quite quickly. I would think about our customers when you think about tax information and who needs that information. So We work with financial institutions like banks. We work with fintechs who help startup employees, early stage founders make sense of tax. We also work with mortgage lenders who need tax information to approve mortgages and sell them to GSEs. Currently, the process is fairly fragmented. If you wanted to access my tax information, you would need to sign a power of attorney form. You would need to fax that in or email that to the IRS. The IRS would take anywhere from 3 weeks to, or 3 days to 3 weeks to get back with you if that information is properly filled out, right? Many times this is happening online. Consumers are filling out these forms and they're entering the wrong address or the wrong SSN, and the IRS rejects those requests. So a lot of companies, which maybe some of these companies are represented here today, have large back office teams that do this manually. They might work with the IRS. They might work with companies like us to try to streamline the access to this information. Also, consumers are logging into the IRS.gov site more and more each year. Through the pandemic, there was over $3 trillion distributed for stimulus payments. There was $800 billion in small business loans. And the Treasury was responsible for giving access to those financial products, which made people like me and you have to create an ID.me account, log into the IRS to access this information. We see about 15 million taxpayers access the site last year. And there's about 60,000 registered tax preparation firms in the US who also have access to this information. But there's a lot of problems with that process currently. As this proliferation and this growth of usage on this site, as you can see with this chart, the Where's My Refunds is the most visited site, and that is very seasonal. Everyone wants to know where their refund is right around in between February and March. But as you can see on this chart, the tax transcript delivery system, which is a system we integrate with, the Get Transcript systems are also very popular places where people go to access this information. 25% of Americans last year accessed it. And as you see, Where's My Refund? Most people are going to see where that's at because it's about $300 billion that the Treasury issues every year to taxpayers. So again, a lot of time is spent accessing this information. 520 hours a year is kind of like how we think about it. So when we sell to companies, it's usually around how much time are you spending to access this information, right? We work with a large financial institution or insurance company now. They have 60 people who spend 40 hours a week accessing tax information and making sense of that for their products and their product offerings. It's been a long process to get to where we are today, right? Paper filing started in the 1960s. Electronic filing started in '86. The IRS launched an IO system in 2006, which is what I mentioned earlier, how you actually would get someone's transcript the kind of traditional way. And we've launched this year with an embedded API product. So about our product, we provide SDKs both for web access to this data. So imagine signing into the irs.gov site. We've actually mimicked that integration, and we sit on top of 2 IRS APIs to allow companies to embed this into their native applications. So if you're a mortgage lender like Fly Homes Mortgage, which we work with, you can add this to your workflow, and your user can connect their tax record and their tax access directly. We then provide the customers with an API payload of that data. So we provide over 60 data points in one API call for consumers and at least 3 years of tax records for businesses. And again, we've built out an SDK platform. We've also built out refund and payments tooling infrastructure, which we're excited to launch this quarter, where people are able to almost have buy now, pay later experiences with their refunds that are coming. And we've also built out a small business and EIN verification system, which we're selling to larger financial institutions. Again, my name's Matt, founder and CEO of Modern Tax. Thank you all.
Matt. Thanks a lot, Matt. Next, we have Igor Sharet from Cure Finance, where traders can find ideas from FinInfluencers.
Great, yes, Sharamet.
Sharet. I was looking at you being like, I think I got it, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Thanks.
Okay, hi all, I'm Igor, CEO of Cure Finance, the new investment platform where we're onboarding millions of next-gen retail investors. But before diving deep into our product, I want to take us back down to memory lane to 2020. Yeah, weird times, COVID, we're locked down at homes, Some of us were getting stimulus checks, and millions of new investors were coming to the scene. Browsing for information, newbie investors found themselves on the Wall Street bets. And there was a guy whose name was Keith Gill, who was posting his bets on Wall Street, on GameStop, to save the company from the evil hedge funds who are trying to shut the company down. And he got followers. First a small crowd, then crowd turned into community, which turned into movement. We all know how that ended, and for sure pumping and dumping is a crime. And we can make a lot of jokes about the situation and what's happened back then. But as founder, I saw that there was a person who was hugely influential, who this individual indeed changed the behavior of the whole investors in mass. And we saw that one person changed the market. Just like Jim Cramer on CNBC, people who were thinking about trading found themselves seeking for advice of one individual. Our team got curious. Are there others like them outside of Reddit, CNBC? And there were, in fact. We found the whole world of so-called finfluencers, financial influencers on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, etc. And they are educating people. But let me refresh the noggin on the creator economy. It's a $100 billion market and it's growing. Already now, YouTube and TikTok are Google and TV for Gen Zs. These platforms are staying with us for sure. And for those of you who have 15-year-olds, if you give them TV remote or iPhone, I'm pretty sure you know what they will choose. In Cure Finance, we believe that next generation will continue gain their financial literacy and getting advice from social media. There is no going back from this shift. Stockbrokers and financial advisors are antiquated. And Gen Zs have a lower trust to them rather than to financial influencers from the social media that they're familiarizing themselves with. You might be asking yourself, how are we going to onboard millions of Gen Zs and next generation of investors? We're doing so by integrations with brokers and by bringing these influencers to Cure Finance. We validate financial influencers based on the performance of their portfolios. We build a platform for financial influencers, their followers, and brokers. So how it looks like. On front end, user install downloading the platform, installing the app, following influencers or their friends, seeing their portfolios, engaging with each other, learning from each other, copying each other's strategies, and making money. Brokers getting new customers, they're unlocking the next generation and who is opening accounts. So Cure Finance is live. We have 10,000 monthly active users. We've made our first integration with US broker. We have 10x growth in engagement metrics, content creators, users. We have pretty good retention. And we raised $3 million on our pre-seed and angel round. Pretty good, but that's not it. Our users, on average, are making more transactions, more trades than users of Robinhood. What are our plans for the future? We're onboarding 20 million of next generation of retail investors in the next 4 years by partnering and making these integrations with brokers worldwide. We already have a pipeline of 8 investors and 3 of them outside of the United States. And we plan to become Finfluencer platform #1, where every Finfluencer, if they have desire to monetize their audience, they will come to us because we validate them and we actually protecting our users from scammers. My name is Igor Sheremet. We are raising our next round. Thank you for your attention and would be happy to chat after this. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. Appreciate it. That's great. Next up, we have FinHaven, a company that's building an end-to-end capital market system on the blockchain. Present to you, DH Kim, right?
Yes. Good morning. I'm glad to share our FinHaven story with you this morning. I am D.H. Kim, the CEO of FinHaven. I taught business at universities. I advised governments in policy formulations. I led the going public, going private, and M&A transactions. I built 2 companies as an entrepreneur. Due to my various work experience, we at FinHaven gained the vision of simplifying and leveraging business transactions to leveraging improving business transactions, leveraging blockchain technology. We built FinHaven investment platform, and we also operating FinHaven Private Markets on the platform. FinHaven Private Markets is a secured token dealer, authorized marketplace and clearing agency, authorized in Canada. To my best knowledge, we are probably the only company who has all the relevant regulatory authorizations between buyers and sellers of securities. FinHaven investment platform has a foundation of FinHaven blockchain, and the critical component is FinWallet. FinWallet is a self-custodial or non-custodial wallet for digital securities, crypto assets, a proprietary NFT minting solution, breach contract, and also, and most importantly, for compliance, AML, KYC, travel rule, and anti-terrorist financing. The platform itself has a digital identity, capital raise, primary distribution, secondary trading, real-time settlement. We're a custodian of cash as well in FinHaven Private Markets, corporate action management, and cap table management. They're all involved with the FinHaven blockchain. Probably the largest piece of this is compliance, automated compliance. While we are operating FinHaven Private Markets, we got multiple requests, about 500 leads for white labeling the platform. And when we white label this investment platform, it goes beyond the investment world. Actually, it can cover multiple kinds of business transactions. With the white label platform, essentially, we can help companies to reduce their operating costs substantially. We can also help companies to have an integrated solution rather than using segmented usage of solutions. And at the same time, we can provide efficiency of settlement on the platform. So it provides a virtual data room, negotiation, contract execution, settlement or payments. Essentially, it starts from lease to transaction closing. Our product vision is essentially, in the long run, to build a global social network of business users that can initiate and complete their business transactions all in one place. Due to the wholesome platform, we can provide multiple solutions in a seamless way. We updated this market information since we submitted DAC at the end of October. We did more research and refined the model. We think serviceable obtainable market is about $120 million. And SAM about $2.7 billion, and TEM about $72 billion. We're going to have a 3-level pricing based on the features, storage, and the number of users and shareholders. We currently have 30 people, 25 people full-time, 18 people in product and development, and the remaining are in marketing and sales, compliance, and admin. Most of us are in Vancouver, Canada. Our management and board members are mostly from capital markets, investment, laws, and compliance, and tech development. We are currently raising $10 million for FinHaven technology at a pre-money valuation of $55 million. Till now, we raised the $6 million. We also raising 5 million Canadian dollars for Finhaven Capital. Finhaven Capital is a wholly owned subsidiary of Finhaven Technology. Currently we have a lead investor for $2 million. And that is 20 million pre-money valuation in Canadian dollars. Well, for Finhaven Technology is to hire more people, and for Finhaven Capital, we will try to make it more independent of Finhaven Technology in terms of its operations. That's why we have two different capital raises. Thank you for listening to the Finhaven story, and have a good day.
Thank you, DH Kim. Next, we have Bluebinder, a financial technology company helping seniors and their families create a circle of trust with smart and safe banking and document solutions. Welcome to the stage. I believe your name is Liesel?
Liesel.
Liesel.
Think Sound
Nice
of
to meet you.
Music. I'm permanently 16, going on 17. So I'm Liesel, as I said, CEO and founder of Bluebinder. And we are a new banking service for families, so we can manage money together and protect the ones we love. And you will sort of see this as a bit of a variation on a theme with our friends at MyFlock. So let me tell you a story. These are my parents, probably not unlike your own. Born in the 40s, got married, had some kids, settled into long careers, all was going well, until things changed. My mother was diagnosed with dementia, and my dad, really, in about a year or so, became her primary caregiver. And as it does, you know, my mother is the one that has the condition, but it took a toll on my dad. And things began to happen, what I started to call financial mishaps, among other things. He fell prey to the he lost $1,000 to the email scam, which was send Google Play cards now, I'm stuck in a prison in Poland. And then a check was stolen by somebody that came to help out around the house. So I figured somebody's got to start to keep an eye on things. Let me get access to their accounts so I can make sure things like this don't keep happening. Well, this is what it was like. So I thought it was going to be easy. After all, I've been in banking for 25 years. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. It was a hair-pulling nightmare of legal documents, forms, notaries, multiple trips back and forth to the bank. And that was just to get access. The day-to-day money management stuff wasn't that easy either. And it turns out my family, of course, is not alone. As you've heard today, there are 70 million of us today on some part of this journey, basically seniors and families trying to manage money together and finding that the banking system itself, the thing that I've spent my career in, is actually getting in the way. So, as I said, banking as we know it is really failing to help. It's really getting in the way of really helping families at this critical time. And why is it a critical time? Other than it's obviously pretty emotional for most of us. The other part of it is it actually represents the very beginning of what effectively is the long journey for one generation to hand over the proceeds of a lifetime to the next. And banking, while having talked about this opportunity for as long as I can remember, is failing to help at this time. And who pays? It's actually seniors who pay. I think, as you've also heard, financial exploitation. 1 in 5 seniors will fall prey to this. And unfortunately, often at the hands of people they know and trust. The average loss per person is an eye-popping $40,000, sometimes as high as $120,000, $500,000. And sadly, banks are under no real legal obligation to repay the money. So life savings, decades in the making, poof, gone in a minute. So I figured, well, you know, here I am, banking history, I've built digital products throughout my lifetime. I can do something about it. So that's what I set out to do. And I gathered around me a great team from estate and elder law, tech, of course, product design. And we decided that we wanted to reimagine the way essentially money works for families going through this particular transition. With our first product, the Bluebinder Whole Family Account. So the Whole Family Account is really, again, designed so families can manage money together. The first thing is about people. One thing is you need to let more people in. People need to have more access, family members. It needs to be easier to get access. And there need to be a range of different powers and authorities that people can have. The second thing is when you let people in, though, we believe they need to have legal power. So we have integrated a power of attorney with our banking product. And in addition, we have also, because we know that people have their money and will have their money in many places, designed this power of attorney so that it essentially is valid in all 50 states and is designed specifically to be more easily accepted by financial institutions. And last, with great power and giving that to many people, you need incredibly strong protection. So that's why we have enhanced protections for seniors in particular. First, we are designing the industry's first financial exploitation prediction and prevention model based on the science and method present in healthcare and social work, but not yet in financial services. And then second, should any exploiters get through our defenses, we are offering the first in the industry to offer $0 liability for scams and exploitation so that nobody needs to put their life savings at risk. It's a big market. Enough said, $2 trillion, $65 billion just in the earnings that banks make on bank accounts alone. For this, just our first product, and we do have others in the future, we project by year 7, $200 million in annual revenues on a base of roughly 1 million account holders. So how do we make money? Really 3 different ways. A couple of ways are like the way banks make money on earnings from deposits and on transactions. We also, however, make money on the power of attorney and then other fees that on the account essentially to cover for the risk of offering the $0 liability protection. Competitors, we obviously need to add MyFlock to the list. We're the only one that offers the protection with the banking service, and probably also MyFlock would say the same, but also with the embedded legal solution as well. We have a great team of advisors, one of whom is with me here today, from fintech, financial services, the legal sphere, and financial media. We are in alpha currently with an MVP launch in early Q1. Demand is growing. We have our email wait list is 10,000 and growing so far. And we are in final negotiations with our launch partners, our bank and our processor, and the network association. We are in our pre-seed raise right now, raising $1 million on a safe. We're about halfway there so far. Our round closes on December 15th. So thank you, and please join us on the journey.
Thank you. Next up, we have Conduit Works, a no-code infrastructure platform enabling blanks to connect to other third-party providers. I'll present to you Nish.
Thank you. Hi. So I want to talk today about our beloved community banks and credit unions. There are 9,000 of them out there, and I'm sure all of us have been there at some point or the other. Also want to talk about how these mid-sized banks are struggling, many of them, and how with a platform like Conduit, they can be amazing like any new bank fintech out there. So what's the struggle? Here's an example. Earlier this year, I went looking to refinance my home loan, like many of us. And I got this, loads of paperwork. There was even a request to scan and send back some of those forms. It almost felt like Office Space. I wanted to pick up that bat and smash whatever printer or fax they were using on the other side, whatever ancient technology was still going on and helping them process these loans. If you think my experience was one-off, it is not. In fact, we did a study earlier this year and found that 90% of the banks, mid-sized banks specifically, don't have something as simple as an online rate check before sending their consumers through a lengthy loan application process. I'm Nish, founder and CEO of Conduit. Conduit is a no-code fintech infrastructure. We allow mid-sized banks who have traditionally struggled with digitizing their offerings to quickly onboard and adopt fintech solutions. We are bringing the power of no-code to banking, giving plug-and-play power to non-technical users so that any non-technical users can lead technology adoption with very little IT support. We have already built integrations with core banking platforms, making it easy for these banks to get started. And finally, for the first time, banks can actually measure the impact of fintech adoptions as they go out in this journey through Conduit. Here are some examples of how our banks are using us. On the lending side, we have onboarded a bunch of demand gen fintechs purely through API and through a single API. Today, we launched about 6 months back. We see 5 million consumer apps going through the platform. That's pretty amazing in what we have been able to pull in a very small amount of time. Also, the banks can connect that to an online rate check and qualify this demand in real time. There are a few other use cases, but this is the primary one we are currently monetizing. On the deposit side for 2023, we onboarded a fintech that's working with 30 banks and allows for frictionless checking account opening. And as interest rates are rising, this has become important. Money has become hot. We are also onboarding a direct deposit switch fintech. And so using this combo, a bank can not only have people open accounts, but also do direct deposit switch in real time. We have two revenue sources, flat platform access fee, which is about $3,000 to $8,000, and then a usage-based fee based on the services used. Annual contract value is usually between 80 to 120K, with some larger banks that we are onboarding is around 250K. And while we are no code, we are certainly not no traction. With 6 months after launch, we have hit 85,000 in API calls per month. We just signed a deal with Capital Bank a couple of weeks back in late October. So I started Conduit after years of seeing this issue at places as fintechs were evolving at Capital, spent a lot of time at Capital One, worked at M&T Bank, and then at PenFed, and brought over Sisher, who is a 10x engineer from Amazon. He has built this platform from ground up. Dan is one of the most network community bankers out there. So if you want to learn more about the future of fintech revolution and how Conduit has hit crossed 100K in ARR just in 6 months after launch, would love to talk to you. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you, Nish. I think if you guys don't mind, everyone standing up really quick and giving a round of applause to all of our founders. I think they did a wonderful job. I think I could speak for everyone when I say I'm just a little bit still nervous, even though we're at the end. Please go on to CrowdWorks. There are one-page investment summaries for each one of these companies. There will be a networking break, and then we'll start our second pitch session. So thank you very much, guys.